everybody, it's Miss Branch again, the art teacher, and I'm here with our next Carnival prize project. Alright, so have you ever played the cup and ball game? I won one once when I was at a carnival. It was a little tiny plastic one, so I thought, why don't we have our own? But I decided to change it up, of course, and we're going to make our own catch the fish game. A little harder than oh, woo, look, I did it. Anyway, you're gonna need a water bottle. Let's see, some markers if you want to put some design, Sharpies if you want to put designs on the outside, a piece of thin cardboard. This is why I save my scraps from other projects. And you're going to need 2 extra water bottles to help give your fish a little weight so that it'll toss up and you can catch it. Alright, so let's get started. First things first. We do not need the label. Oh, and of course you'll need scissors and some glue and string. Alright, so first things first, we don't need the label, so I'm going to cut that off and put that off to the side. Really? Alright, static electricity right now. Giving me a little trouble. Alright, so we don't need the whole water bottle. And you get to decide whether it's going to be a deep cup or a small cup. I think about halfway. So right here where the water bottle gets a little bit in, that's a good part to grip for your hand. That'll be a good place to cut. So just take the top off first when you're cutting. Cut a little slit, and then you can just follow one of the lines and cut all the way around. Now this part you don't need for the project, so put it off with your rest of your recyclables so that you might come up with something to use it for later. Alright, so I'm going to put that off to the side, and here I have the cut part. Now, if it's uneven, trim it a little bit, but if it's okay, you're fine. And if you want to add some designs, like since I want to make this a fishbowl, I will take my brown Sharpie and color a little bit here at the bottom. And that'll be my sand or my dirt. And then I will take my green and I'll just do a couple of little seaweeds, just some little vertical lines. Doesn't have to be much. And there I have this part done. Now, I'm going to need the top for this too, so I'm just going to put it off here to the side, let the Sharpie dry, and I'm going to work on my fish. So next, I need my cardboard, my scrap cardboard. And I'm just going to take one of my bottle tops because I want to make sure it's going to fit. I don't make the fish too small. And I'm going to, well, I'll just use this one. There it is. I'll just draw a fish shape around it. So I'm just going to curve up and then curve down. And that kind of gives me that little fish shape. And then at the back, I can just add a triangle. And I have my fish shape, which I need to cut out. So, and again, I put the top on to make it just big enough. And make sure that my tops will fit on it. So make sure you put your top on your cardboard so that you can draw it big enough. And give you enough room in the front because you're going to have to poke a little hole in it for the string. So you don't want to make it too small. Now, sometimes it can be a little hard poking a hole through cardboard. And the easy way to do it is to take a pencil. I didn't say we needed a pencil earlier. And I need a sharpened pencil. There we go. And probably just use the top as a soft area, and then I can just poke a hole through. And if the hole goes through the top, it's okay because we're just going to glue this down anyway. And now that I have my hole made, I can stick my pencil through and make it a little bit bigger so that I know my string will be able to fit through. Next, I'm going to take my glue and put a little glue there and put one top and then flip it. Put the other glue and put the other extra top that we saved from other projects. So now I get to let this line up a bit. I'll put a little bit more glue because I moved it. And I'm just going to let it sit off to the side and dry while I prepare my string. So, depending on how long, you can't have the string too short. So, here's my bottle. I can't have the string too short. So, I'm just going to make it about the size of my arm. That should be my forearm. That should be just long enough. And not too long that'll make it impossible to catch the fish. And not too short that'll make it impossible to catch the fish. Well, there goes my ball of yarn. Alright, so I cut my yarn. Probably could have cut it a little longer. But it's okay. So now I'm going to take my bottle. And I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Around. Oh, okay, let's try this again. Take my string. And tie a knot around. And then this little extra piece here, I'm going to tuck that inside so that when I screw the rest of the top back on, that also helps keep the string in place so that it won't fall off later. And then my other end, I'm going... Now, sometimes if you're using yarn, the end will fray. So it's easy if you fold it and then hold it, twist it a little bit and hold it tight. And then it'll poke through your hole a little easier. Uh-oh. I have to glue that back on. And I think I'm going to use my pencil to help me poke that through the hole because I didn't make a very large hole. Now that some came through, I can tie this on. And I'll make a double knot. Make sure it doesn't come off. And this little bit of extra string, I will cut, snip, and I will add some more glue to my top to help with the weight so that it will there we go. So that it will give it some weight to I caught it on the first try! Make my fish catcher. Yay, I just won another prize. So I get my other prize. Yes, and this was another cool Carnival style project prize. You get to make your own prizes. You can decorate it even more, or you can even add some decorations to the fish and probably let this sit a little while longer to let it dry. But everyone, I will see you next time. Yay! Caught it on first try. Well, there we go.